Man United 0, Arsenal 1. You're probably wondering why I'm not outside Old Trafford. I actually am here at the game, I promise. But honestly, the torrential rain and thunder and lightning that came just before the end of the game that's still going on now, me and Josh went back to the old school settings. We still got to bring the content. We can't delay this. We've got to just make it work. But we've lost 1-0 and it's just like a nothing game, really. I mean, Arsenal will obviously be happy because they did their job and did what they needed to do. And for us, if we're looking at it to dissect our own team, there wasn't really anything else we could do with that team that we had out. With the substitutions as well, players gave their all, they fought for each other. And I will actually say this, from a tactical point of view, considering all the changes and lack of players that we had available, we were quite compact. You could see that we were, getting numbers behind the ball. There wasn't huge gaping holes everywhere where Arsenal just kept coming and they were all over us. Partly that was down to Arsenal not being their free-flowing best. I think if you're an Arsenal fan, you'll be looking at saying they played terribly because they did to their usual setup. But for us, I think that was the maximum that Man United could have done in this game. I was fearing the worst. When I saw that team in that midfield of McTominay, Amrabat and Kobbie Mainoo, and then you saw that it had to be Casemiro and Johnny Evans again at centre-half. And then again, no Rashford, no Bruno. You're thinking, Jesus, what is... This is going to be a long afternoon. A really, really long afternoon. And it probably should have been with the team that we had out. So I don't have any complaints, to be honest with you. I can't ask for more from the boys with who was out there. They couldn't really have done much more. The goal aside, which was really stupid, I will dissect that. I think the first 2 minutes of the game, Arsenal were all over us. We couldn't really get out. And then straight after that, we settled down. Arsenal allowed us to settle down. They were misplacing passes. We had a few little half chances. The crowd starts getting up a little bit. And then the goal that we concede, so stupid. Arsenal, I was going to say Arsenal won't score an easier goal all season. It's the end of the season and they've scored loads of easy goals like that. But you get my gist. Like, it's such a cheap giveaway. We wasn't opened up by super quality. It wasn't Martin Odegaard on a half turn or Saka cutting in brilliance. It was literally Casemiro, who's so experienced and, been around the world playing football, played for Real Madrid, got 5 Champions Leagues, and he didn't see the fact that Havertz is there and he's the last man. And he's just taking a slow little trot up like he's just in centre mid, like he must have thought he's still playing central midfield. Awful by him. And then he doesn't get back quick enough in to block the passing channel for Ben White for the cross. Sorry, for Havertz for the cross. Or was it Ben White? I think it was Ben White. Can't remember. And then Wan-Bissaka doesn't come across quick enough when there's only one player to mark in the Sandro Trossard, where the ball's going there, and they get a very, very easy goal. It's a really easy giveaway. That's my biggest criticism, obviously because we've lost the game. But the biggest criticism is the fact that you give away such a cheap goal. But other than that, Arsenal were average, and that was the best that Man United could do with who was there. They gave their all. I can't fault them. I thought Ahmad was our brightest player, keeps the ball really well, makes good decisions on the ball, was enticing a couple challenges from the Arsenal players. But again, I don't think we ever really looked like scoring. I think Garnacho was really wasteful, kept getting into good positions. First half, when he was running at Ben White, but I was just looking at it, Ben White just didn't look scared. He looks really comfortable at the fact that Garnacho was running at him. Then he went past him a time or two, but we just didn't have the quality. And in the second half, he kept getting the ball loads, which is a good trait of Garnacho. But he was extremely wasteful, overhitting crosses, falling over, rushing, wrong choice of pass, wrong choice of shot. But I do believe that Garnacho is absolutely spent. I think he's really, really burnt out. I mean, it was a while ago now, but when we played Bournemouth, that was his 30th consecutive start. And then he's gone on to play all the rest. I think Coventry, Burnley, Sheffield United, Arsenal, Palace. He's played in all of them. The kid's not getting a rest. So I feel it for him. He's been absolutely running to the ground where he's got nothing left. He really doesn't have anything there. Amrabat, he did all right. But anytime he has to try and pass forward or between the lines, no, that's not for him. But he put it about a little bit. One is duels, one is tackles. And our midfield of Mainoo, Amrabat, and McTominay, I have to look at it and say, even Rice Party Odegaard, they should have absolutely destroyed us. They should have tore that Manchester United team a new one, and they didn't. But Arsenal fans won't care. At the end of the day, they kept a clean sheet. They got their 3 points, and they've done their job in the title race, and we've played the best we could. It was actually a bit of a nothing game for us. I thought we would get heavily beat, really, really heavily beat, which was the one for me where I was like, I tell you what, I don't know if you're picking it up on the mic, yeah, but the thunder that we can hear in here from outside, it's ridiculous. It's literally a joke. But yeah, there's nothing more you can do. And I do like the fact that I could clearly see that out of possession, that we were more resolute, that we did get all back in behind the ball and were a little bit more compact, which made it more difficult for Arsenal to exploit the types of spaces that we give up and opportunities that we give up on a normal day. In a weird way, we can actually take something from that game to apply when we actually have players back. Because what it shows you is that just because you've got injuries and different players missing and, the quality's not there, if the instruction is there and the composure is there and the willingness to get in, sit in, be compact, don't have big gaps all over the place, and then we'll try and play from there, you've actually got a better chance than when your better players play if you're still playing the same way. I don't think that the fact that Rashford comes back and Bruno comes back and when we get our centre-halves back or Luke Shaw, like all of a sudden we should just go gung-ho and start playing a whole different style. The attitude still needs to be there to sit in. That's been our problem. Just because we've got injuries, it doesn't mean we should be so open and expansive and get hung out there to dry like we have been all season. So I did like that, but at the same time, I do think it was indicative of the players that we had out there, because we knew we weren't going to be able to be on the front foot. We knew we weren't going to be able to play through Højlund. He was going to be getting pretty much out-muscled to everything by Gabriel and Saliba, which is basically what happened. Then you're looking for the outlets from Ahmad and Garnacho to hit them on the break, really. And if you're Kobbie Mainoo and Amrabat, you're going to just sit in, or that's what we should do. There's obviously massive limitations with Scott in the 10. As soon as he has to travel with the ball and play the ball forward or between the lines or make something happen, he just can't do it. It's just not his game. There's a severe lack of quality there. His job is to just try and get in the box and get on the end of things and get a supply line. But there was no supply line. There was no Bruno. There was no Moroldin Dalot getting crosses in the box or Wan-Bissaka going on the overlap and stuff like that. And then the substitutions, I think, that Erik Ten Hag made with the limited resources. Shout out Johnny Evans, actually. Shout out Johnny Evans. Not easy. Yeah, Johnny Evans. Not easy. Not easy for him. 80% fit. He's put in he put in a performance at Palace. It wasn't a good one, but he was struggling. He was there for the team, and the team needed him today, and the goal wasn't his fault. He's looking at Casemiro saying, mate, what are you doing back there? Get out with me. So he comes off for Willy Camboila. And to be fair, Willy Camboila came on and did all right. So, look, you can't complain about that. It was the maximum we could do with what we had. And, Newcastle Wednesday. Hopefully we get some players back. Otherwise, it's going to be a similar outcome, really. But it's just all about the cup final. All about the cup final. My man of the match, we lost, so I ain't really trying to give one. Oh, and Arna made some good saves as well to keep it at 1-0. I'll give him that. But other than that, I can't complain. Bit of a meh game. Expected to lose, we did. But I thought we'd get battered. We didn't. Peace.